Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life by James Patterson. Chapters 29, 30, and 31. Chapter 29, His Majesty, the Lizard King. The inner chamber is cold and wet. The Lizard King slides back into his place across from which I'm supposed to sit. It smells like I don't know what in here. He takes a lid off a jar of something that looks like white jelly beans and holds it out for me. "Would you like one?" he says. That's when I see that they're not jelly beans, but they are moving. I'll pass, I say. He shrugs and pops a couple in his mouth. Something blue runs out over his chin as he chews them. "It seems you've been making a name for yourself around the kingdom," he says. "My spies tell me you're quite the show-off." When a fly lands on the wall, his tongue shoots out about 3 feet and he nabs it. I'm telling you, this guy never stops eating. "Do you have anything to say in your own defense before I pronounce your sentence?" he asks me around a mouthful of flies. I think you're confusing me with my twin brother," I say. Wrong answer. The Lizard King reaches over and flattens a hand. Or is it a foot? But he does it against my face. Either way, it's like Velcro and super glue combined. He picks me up by my head and slams me into the wall. I can barely breathe anymore, and the smell of his breath is so bad at close range, I barely want to. "Guilty as charged," he tells me. Then he peels his grip off of me and I drop to the floor like a load of concrete. The Lizard King runs up the wall and across the ceiling. He hangs there, upside down, ready to deliver my sentence. 3 rounds in the detention chamber with a dragon lady," he yells, "or until someone else ends up dead, whichever comes first." Chapter 30. What's the big deal? "Rafe, are you listening to me?" I look up at Mr. Dwight and nodded. "You need to get your act together, young man. Keep up this kind of behavior and it's going to be more than just detention for you. Understood?" I knew I couldn't talk my way out of this, so I didn't even try. "Understood," I told him and got up to leave. At least my trip to the principal's office was worth 30,000 points, on top of everything else I'd earned for my little wardrobe malfunction. Point-wise, it had been a pretty good day, but dragon lady-wise, felt like I was already dead. After I left the office, guess who was the first person to come up to me in the hall? I'll give you a hint. It's not who you think, and it rhymes with Beanie Balletta. "What the heck was all that?" Jeannie asked me. "I got 3 detentions with Donatello," I said. "That's not what I'm talking about," she said. "I mean, why would you want to run around school in your underwear? This whole rule-breaking thing of yours is getting kind of, well, stupid to tell you the truth." "You're right," I told her. "It is stupid. Just as stupid as some of these rules. I don't know why Jeannie was talking to me, and I don't know why I always told her everything I was thinking." Still, she didn't walk away, so I kept going. "No hats, no sunglasses, no pants that are too big or shirts that are too small. Do you really think all these rules do anything to make the school a better place?" "Well, that's not up to me," she said. "But that's exactly what you said in your student council speech," I told her. "You said you wanted to make the school a better place, right?" "Well, I do, but—" She suddenly stopped and looked at me like she'd just thought of something. "That speech was 2 months ago. You still remember what I said?" she asked. Oh, man. Capital OOPS. Oops. Admitting something like that to a girl who would probably go out with a fire hydrant before she went out with me was even more embarrassing than the fact that she'd seen me running around in my underwear. Yeah, and I wasn't done either. The next thing to come out of my mouth went something like this. Yeah, well, it's not like, well, I just, yeah, okay. I probably need to, listen, I better go. Go now. And then I did go right out of there and into the Geek Hall of Fame. One of these days, I was going to have a regular, non embarrassing, just be myself, don't do anything stupid conversation with Jeannie Galetta. But obviously, today was not the day. Chapter 31 Dinner for Three at Swifty's Diner. November 2nd is a good day. It's Mom's birthday, and she said all she wanted this year was for us to come have dinner at Swifty's while she was working. Still, Georgia made her a drawing, whoopee, and I used most of my Zoom money to get her a card and some of this perfume she likes. We put the gifts out on the table so that they'd be sitting there when she came to take her order. Swifty's is a pretty good place to eat. I usually get the burger with double fries or sometimes the open-faced turkey sandwich with mashed potatoes and gravy. And we almost always get the apple pie with ice cream and extra cinnamon for dessert. The other reason I like Swifty's is that they have Mom's paintings up on the wall for sale. She doesn't have much time to paint these days since she's always working, but I think she's a really good artist, even if her stuff is kind of weird. None of Mom's paintings have names. She says you're supposed to look at them and decide for yourself how they make you feel. Mostly I just feel happy when she sells one. It doesn't matter that often, but doesn't happen that often, but when it does, that's a good day too. When she came up to the table, Mom smiled at the presents we'd brought her, but I could tell right away that something was wrong. You kids could go ahead and order, she said. Bear called to say he couldn't make it. He's got somewhere else to be. On your birthday? I asked, which I probably shouldn't have. Mom was trying to pretend like it didn't matter, but she's an artist, not an actress, if you know what I mean. No, this will be nice, just the three of us, she said. And besides, now you can get whatever you want, even the steak. Usually we had to spend $10 or less when Bear was there because he ate so much and Mom couldn't afford it. Talk about lame. Well then, steak, please, I ordered. One steak, medium well with double fries, Mom said, writing it down on her pad and smiling again. How about you, Georgia Peach? Rafe was naked in school. It came out of her just like that. With Georgia, secrets are kind of like time bombs, and you never know when one's going to go off. What? Mom said. Shut up, I said. I was not. Gracie said that Miranda Piccolini said her brother said that you were running all over the school like that. I wasn't naked, I yelled. Just in case you're wondering, it's not a thing you want to yell in the middle of a crowded diner. I felt like every single eyeball in the place turned to look at me. Probably because they did. Mom was looking at me too. She stood there, really still like a statue. It was just a Halloween thing, I said. Gracie said that Miranda said that her brother said you were... Ouch! That was me kicking Georgia under the table and then... That was Georgia, making like a howler monkey and trying to look like she was crying, which she wasn't, the big faker. Then the worst thing of all happened. I looked up at Mom again. She hadn't moved, but this one tear rolled down her cheek. Then she turned away and walked into the back room without saying anything at all. See what you did, I told Georgia. Way to go. Hey, I'm not the one who ran around naked, she yelled, just in case the people in the parking lot hadn't heard it the first time. But I didn't even care about that anymore. I was already up and following Mom.